Start the practice lying on your back and then bend your knees and bring those knees in over the tummy. Take the hands between the thighs and the calves. Lift your nose up towards the space between the knees to stretch out the lower back, and then lower those feet, taking one hand on top of each knee and then counter rotating those knees, aiming to allow the legs to be passive. So if the hands weren't on top of the legs, on top of the knees rather, they wouldn't be moving at all. And then changing direction. And then taking the hands round the back of both legs, lifting the nose up towards the knees again before resting the feet on the ground, relaxing for a moment. And then bringing the two knees in over the chest again. And then let's start some cycling movements. So remember, the easier you want this to be on your back and your core muscles, the more upright the legs need to be and the smaller those rotations. Keep that core switched on, so draw up pelvic floor muscles, draw in tummy muscles, aiming to keep the back fixed on the ground. And then think about changing direction. So let's cycle backwards. And then as you come to a stop, again, lift nose towards that space between the knees. And then extend the legs up in the air. And take the arms back to the floor behind, and then rest yourself on your back again, knees bent. And then let's start some pelvic rocking. So remember those core muscles. Draw up, draw in to feel the belly button move towards the ground and the tail lift. And then as you let go, we rock back so the low back is flat on the ground again. So rocking in and out, those beginnings of bridge movements. And then once you've got that core engagement going, allow those bridges to be a shade bigger, so we start to lift a few more vertebrae away from the ground, firmly planting that weight into the feet. And see if you can peel your spine off the ground, one vertebra at a time, bottom to top, and release one vertebra at a time, top to bottom. Then see if you can hold that bridge for a few moments before gently releasing all the way down again. Rest for a moment. Notice how that was in your back before again bringing knees in over tummy. Lift the nose towards the knees so you stretch out that low back, and gently lower the feet to the ground. And then let's just bring the right knee in over the chest, lifting nose towards knee. With an in-breath, take the leg up straight and the arms back to the floor behind. Then lower both leg and arms all the way back down to the ground. Twice more, inhaling, knee in over chest. Exhaling, nose to knee. Breathing in, leg goes up, arms go back. Breathing out, straight leg lowering if you can, arms coming down at the same time. One more with this right. Breathe in, knees in over the chest. Breathe out, nose to knee. Inhaling, leg up, arms back. Exhaling, to lower. Bend that right knee. Let's do the same with the left. Breathing in, knee comes in over the chest. Breathing out, nose to knee. Inhaling, leg up, arms back. See if you can straight leg lower, arms coming down at the same time. Two more, just like that with the left leg. And after we've done the third one with the left leg, we'll work on the two together. So with this extra bit of caution here, bring those two knees in over the chest, nose to knee as you breathe out. Breathe in, extend the legs up, arms back, but as you breathe out, let's bend the knees, take the feet to the floor as the arms come down. Breathe in, knees in over the tummy. Breathe out, nose to knees. Breathe in, extend those legs up. Breathe out to lower. As you get stronger over time, you might work towards lowering both legs at the same time, but that is much harder work for the core. So if your back isn't feeling up to it, it's probably better to bend the knees and take the feet to the ground. After that third one, just pause for a moment and then take the arms wide and step those feet wide, perhaps to the outer edges of the mat. And as you breathe out, lower the knees over towards the right. Breathe into the middle. Breathing out, lower the knees to the left. And then as you continue alternating sides with the knees on the out breath, allow the nose to roll in the opposite direction to the knees. You could choose to spend a little bit of time in the twist on one direction, a couple more breaths, and then switch sides, take a little longer, and eventually come back up to where you started. Then let's roll over onto your left hand side and have the knees really well bent. Extend the arms out long in front of you, right hand on top of left. And then as you breathe in, slide that right hand all the way up the left arm across the collarbones, releasing the arm out behind you, nose following the direction of the hand. Breathing out, bend the elbows, slide that arm all the way back across, going in and out, letting the breath lead the movement. See if you can spread that upper back over the mat as you release the arm out long. Let the head roll to follow the movement of the hands. And then gently turning yourself over. Oops. Let's take some circular movements. So starting with the hands together and then sliding that right hand along the floor. Imagine you have a piece of chalk in your hand, drawing big circles all the way up, back, around and over the hips and back to the ground. Let's take 3 of those big circular flowing movements. After the 3, then let's make your way over onto the other side. So lying on your right hand side with those knees bent. And arms extended out in front, left hand on top of right. And then wait for your in-breath to slide that left hand all the way up and over the collarbones, releasing it out behind you onto the ground, nose following the movement of the hand, exhaling to go back, inhaling to create this open twist, exhaling, closing back again, head rolling over the ground so the neck stays relaxed, head is supported. And then start those rolling movements, those circular movements. So imagine that piece of chalk in your left hand, drawing huge circles as big as you can get them, staying in contact with the ground as much as possible. Three of those big movements. And after the third one, left hand sitting on top of right, pausing there. So then it's time to move over onto your front. So let's wriggle over and make a pillow with your arms to begin with, resting your head on your pillow. Just having the feet a good hip width apart. And then bringing the arms into the stop position. So this is where you've got a right angle at each elbow. So if you were to look down your upper arms, you'd see the corner of a square on each. Nose pointing at the floor, forehead on the floor, and remember you can use a little bit of a cushion to support the head if you don't like your nose too close to the ground. And then inhaling to lift those arms, squeezing the skin between your shoulder blades as you lift them. Do a few of those, just lifting the arms, and then we can add the head into the mix as you inhale, lifting the arms and the head away from the ground. Keeping the ears between the forearms. Inhaling to lift, big strong back, and exhaling to gently lower. And then rest for a moment before coming up into a Sphinx pose. So this is where we've got the elbows beneath the shoulders, and you feel a gentle curve all the way from your waist up between those shoulder blades, up into the neck, crown reaching forward and upwards, gaze is forwards. And then let's move back into a child's pose. So take those hands underneath the shoulders or further back slightly and guide your bottom back towards your heels. So I can't demo that here. I can't get my bottom right back on my heels due to my knee issues, but do the best you can, but extend the arms and make cupcake hands. So fingertips on the ground, lift the palms away from the ground, lift the elbows up and feel the muscles of the arms working, muscles of shoulders as well. And lower those hands after you've held that for a little bit. Relax from there before pushing up to all fours. So from your tabletop position here, knees beneath hips, wrists beneath shoulders, and then moving in and out of cat and cow. Remember to tuck your tail under first and feel the arch creep up the back, chin to the chest to create your cat. Releasing the tail back, softening the tummy, chest coming forward, lifting the gaze to create your cow. And let the breath guide you in and out, cat and cow, smoothly flowing. See if you can really switch those core muscles on when you make your cat, your arched back, and let them go as you take your cow. And transfer from here into a wide-legged seated position, long spine, crown reaching up, and then taking the arms out and interlacing fingers, and then taking the arms in circular movements now, core on, so you can feel yourself rolling over one hip and then the other, this stirring the pudding. Notice this into your hips and notice this in the backs of the legs. We're not looking to create pain, a bit of stretch maybe, and changing direction. And then coming to a stop. And then let's guide the knees back together, legs extended. And then we'll transfer to rowing a boat. So imagine holding some oars, and then we'll almost exaggerate this movement as you take the arms up and over and forward, draw them back, get that core on to support yourself as you lean back. Imagine yourself rowing towards the finish line, smoothly, breath-led movements. And of course, at some point changing direction. Let's reverse this boat. Remember to stop anytime you need to, if this is too much. And then we're going to come back to the knees and into child's pose to rest for a moment. Arms relaxed anywhere you need them. And then popping up again to your all four square, tucking toes under, pop up into your down facing dog, and then walk that dog. Remember how we bend one knee, ease the other heel a bit closer to the floor, and then switch side to side again, breathing out to lengthen, breathing in to switch sides. Then coming to a still point in down dog. Tail up, chest towards legs. Neck relaxed, head hanging free. Before walking the feet towards the hands. Into forward fold before slowly coming out of forward fold up to standing, raising those arms up high into the air and out to the side, round and down, bringing hands to prayer to finish the practice. Namaste.